For a while, Dennis Smith Jr. has been sitting out, unable to play. Whether it's a wrist injury or a back injury or illness. At least, that's what he was listed as. However, reportedly, it seems like there's more going on behind the scenes. The Mavs have quietly listened to trade offers for him, and it's been speculated that he's been upset with his role on the team, as he refused to show up to some practices and then didn't join the Mavs on their recent road trip. Recently, Rick Carlisle said that, "I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know one thing. This kid is a team guy and he loves being with his teammates, and he really respects his teammates. This is just my feeling, is that he's being told to stay away for whatever reason. I just don't want people out there to think he is snubbing the Mavs or anything like that. This is just my opinion. I believe there's business stuff going on and he's being told to stay away." It's not clear if he actually requested a trade yet, but it seems like that's the direction it's heading towards, even though the Mavs do want to keep him. How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and today we're going to take a look at Dennis Smith Jr.'s situation and why everything turned out this way. First, we gotta understand who Dennis Smith Jr. is. Coming out of college, he was arguably the most explosive, athletic player in the entire 2017 draft class. His ceiling was through the roof, and there was no limit to his potential. Dennis was drafted by the Mavs with the 9th overall pick. The last time the Mavericks had a top 10 draft pick was all the way back in 1998. So this was groundbreaking for the Mavs, and after decades of contending for the title, Dennis was the guy they were aiming to get. The guy who signaled the start of the Mavs rebuild. Even though there were 4 other point guards selected ahead of him, there was a legitimate argument to say that Dennis could be the best point guard of his class. However, in his rookie season, like most other point guards, he got off to a slow start. It was a hard adjustment for him, but that was also to be expected. While Dennis was an exciting athlete, one of the knocks on his game was that he wasn't a natural point guard. He didn't have the right feel for the game, and that was a concern even before he got drafted. The Draft Express analysis on Dennis's weaknesses was spot on. Smith is still figuring out how to effectively blend his scoring and passing ability, as he can be a bit of a ball stopper at times, dribbling the air out of the ball and settling for long 2-pointers off the dribble before any of his teammates even get a touch. NC State's offense didn't look very smooth with him at the helm, as he can be a bit predictable at times with his approach, not always being a willing passer and killing his dribble unnecessarily too frequently, leading to careless turnovers. Throughout his rookie season, he struggled with a lot of these things that they mentioned. But at the same time, so did every other point guard of the 2017 draft. They all had subpar rookie seasons, but in my opinion, Dennis looked like the best among them. In his rookie season, he finished with averages of 15 points and 5 assists per game as he made the all-rookie second team. His jump shot needed to get better, especially his 3-point shot, and he has to take care of the ball more. While these things do take time, it was what the Mavericks expected anyway. Nobody thought Dennis would be an all-star right off the bat, but he was slowly making progress. Most importantly though, he loved his teammates and the organization. Even though the Mavs only won 24 games, the lowest since 1998, Dennis was very happy in this situation. The entire city of Dallas supported him, and he was a rising young star. He was getting a lot of attention around the NBA. Even LeBron James gave him praise, saying that he should be a Knick. The Knicks passed on a really good player. LeBron continued to give him compliments, although that's partly because Dennis is also represented by Clutch Sports. Regardless, his flashy playstyle and ability to excite the crowd with a blink of an eye caught the attention of the entire NBA. Fast forward a bit and in comes Luka Doncic, the most popular rookie in a long time. At just 19 years old when he got drafted, Luka was the most accomplished 19-year-old player in the history of basketball. A EuroLeague champion, EuroLeague MVP, 3-time champion of the Spanish League, Luka was the real deal. The hype surrounding him on draft night was insane. So insane that the Mavs traded up to get him. Even though, historically, the NBA fan bases have been quite cautious about overhyping young players, especially young European players, Luka silenced all of his doubters in the first week of his rookie campaign. As the season went by, Luka's fanbase started to grow and grow. From clutch shots to brilliant passing, Luka is captivating the world with his play. And looking at the All-Star voting, he's been getting so many votes. His popularity is insane. So where does this leave Dennis? There's no question that Luka has already surpassed him in both talent and popularity, and this has been strikingly clear to Dennis. He knows what's happening. But even though Luka has taken over the team, Dennis has quietly improved his game in his sophomore season. His raw points and assist numbers have dropped along with his usage rates, but he's way more efficient at scoring now. His 3-point percentage jumped to over 37% and his overall efficiency has gotten much better. But all of this has gone unnoticed because everyone is paying attention to Luka. Just a year ago, DSJ was viewed as a bright young star who'd be a cornerstone for the Mavericks rebuild. But now, he's replaceable. There's been reports saying that, Luka and DSJ can't play together, their playstyles are too similar, they both need the ball in their hands to develop, so they should just trade Dennis. I don't think it's that simple, but the reality is, there's a lot of truth to those statements. For example, the lineup of DeAndre Jordan, Harrison Barnes, Wesley Matthews, Luka Doncic, and DSJ is their most played lineup, and they have an average net rating of -7.3. Out of all their lineups that get significant minutes, that's their worst one. But if you replace Dennis with, let's say, Jalen Brunson, that net rating comes to a -0.4, a significant improvement by just replacing DSJ with Brunson. Another lineup with Maxi Kleber instead of DSJ and sliding Luka to point guard yields a net rating of +6.4. That's an incredible jump. At the same time, if you leave DSJ and Luka on the floor together and replace Wes Matthews with Dorian Finney-Smith, they also have a positive net rating of +3.4. So maybe the problem is more than just Dennis. But either way, looking at these lineup stats, it's true that they've been having difficulty playing together. At the same time, like I said earlier, it's not that simple. You can't just look at lineup stats to determine if two players can't play together. Since Dennis has been out, the Mavs have been losing and Luka has had more bad games during this stretch. They're good together because they take pressure off of each other, and besides, they're still very young. Even though Dennis's usage rate dropped from 29% in his rookie season to 23% now, he's become a better off-ball player. And with him attacking the rim, the defense isn't solely focused on Luka. With all that being said, the question should not be, can Luka and Dennis play together, cause it's too early and we still don't know. Instead, it should be, should they trade Dennis for somebody else in return who can play better with Luka? Now, despite the rumors of tension between Dennis and the organization, one thing is for certain, and that's the fact that he's a young, athletic prospect on his rookie contract who many other teams are interested in. The Mavericks will definitely be listening to offers near the trade deadline, and pretty much everybody on the team is available for trade except for Luka and Dirk. When you look at this situation, everything should be fine. Luka is blowing up the league and Dennis has shown obvious improvements. The Mavs have two players who are getting better and look like they could be the future. That's the whole point of rebuilding, right? What could possibly go wrong? However, from Dennis's perspective, it's different. Just a year ago, he was the man on the team. He believed that he was going to be the franchise player for the Mavericks, and looking at all of the hype surrounding his rookie season, it was definitely looking that way. So then, after a great rookie campaign and all the work he put in over the summer, it was time for him to take over. But then, he sees this 19-year-old kid from Slovenia, the golden boy, the young prodigy who got 10 times the hype he had without playing a single game in the NBA yet. And from the moment he put on a Dallas Mavericks jersey, he became the best player on the team. Maybe Dennis loves the fact that his teammate is taking over and playing extremely well. They're friends off the courts, but maybe there's also some jealousy. It also doesn't help that Luka can play the point and run an offense better than Dennis. Even though they play different positions, their skill sets overlap, and Luka just does everything better. From a relationship standpoint, there's not actually any tension between these two. It seems like it's just between Dennis and maybe Coach Carlisle, but I'm not sure. And that's all, folks. That sums up DSJ's situation. According to some reports, he's had some tension regarding his role, but everything else is speculative. We don't really know what's going on in Dallas, but what we do know is that this is now Luka's team and Dennis is an afterthought. In my opinion, I would pull the trigger on a trade if it's a good one. If Dennis gets traded for a young player who's more versatile and could complement Luka better, I would probably do that if I were the Mavs. It's not so much as giving up on Dennis as it is realizing that he'd be better off in a different situation. I still think he could become a borderline all-star in the future. Let me know your thoughts on Dennis. Do you think the Mavs should keep him and wait it out? Or should they trade him while he still has a lot of value for someone else who fits in better? Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.